Shalom, welcome. We're going to read Haftarah Tazria. This is 2 Kings. It's the story of Naaman. If anyone wants to write on the screen or raise your hand to get my attention to read or something else, this is how you do it, or you just interrupt me, and I'll call you on you. Here we go. There we go. This is the first slide. Who would like to read first? Okay, I will. Ve'ish ba מבעל שלישה, ויבא לאיש האלוהים לחם. What kind of lechem? ביקורים, 20 לחם, שעורים, וכרמל בצקלונו. ויאמר תן לעם ויאכלו. All right, we are jumping into 2 Kings here. Who do you think Ish HaElohim refers to?
Elisha,
Mm-hmm.
man of God.
Yeah, exactly. The man of God is Elisha, Elisha. Now, we don't know who the one is that came to him, but some man came to him from a place called Baal Shalisha. Can you tell what the root of Shalisha is?
Shalosh,
Shalosh
Shali.
has something to do with the number 3. Now, what is the word Baal? What are our
Lord?
options? Say again?
Is it Lord?
Right. Essentially, it means master. Either it could be like Baal, which is a bad guy, a false deity, but it could have a relatively mundane meaning of one who owns something, right? Just kind of like the master and the servant. The master is the master, and so he's called the one in either possession or lord or owner. He's called Baal. So Baal isn't always a bad word in the Bible. Um, Baal can even refer to a husband. It does in modern times. Baali, my husband, or Balah, her husband. So this could be either Baal or owner of Shalisha, which is like either a triplet or a trio or a third or something like that. We don't know. Or I suppose we could look it up in some sort of a atlas, or yeah, biblical atlas, something like that. I'm looking at my Sacred Bridge book, wondering what it would have to say about it. Yeah, should have done that beforehand. And okay, here's a revia, so we know that there's something of a pause, something of a break in the thought. Vayave, what kind of a word is this?
I think it's Hefia.
Is it a Viator?
It's a vayiktol. It's a hifil. The yod tells us 3ms. The bet and aleph should tell us that the root is bet missing vav aleph. So cause something to come or arrive, that is brought. He brought something. And then he brought, apparently this ish over here, brought le ish Elohim, to the man of God, which consensus here says it's probably Elisha. What did he bring? Lechem bikorim. Is there a holiday called bikorim? Chaga bikorim?
Happy Goody. Yes.
What's the holiday in what would we call it in English, I guess?
The feast of first fruits.
Feast of first fruits. So there's a sort of a first fruits that we see with the barley at the counting of the Omer. And then there's also the first fruits, which is Shavuot, with the bringing in of the wheat harvest. But then again, there's also Bikorim that's brought, like summer fruit, etc., that's brought to Sukkot, brought to Jerusalem during the Feast of Tabernacles. So Bikorim just simply means the first, and by implication, the best of a crop. You're supposed to tithe or give the first fruits and tithe of your crops before you enjoy it yourself. Otherwise, it's how can I say that? Is that not treif? What would it be? It would be It's basically unkosher. You need to make sure to tithe what you need to tithe before you start digging into the fruit of your efforts. Okay, so his bikurim, or bread of the first fruits, is esrim lechem. Uh, Probably translate that as 20 loaves of seorim, barley. Vecharmel. Do we know this word from somewhere else?
Archakama?
Mel?
Yeah, Carmel,
Mount Carmel?
Like Mount Carmel, where Elijah
Liza.
and the prophets of Baal were. Exactly. So here it appears to be some sort of an agricultural term, Carmel, maybe ears of grain or whatever, and stands to reason that Mount Carmel could be named after the same thing. Betziklono. Betziklono. So what's the root of this word?
Zakal.
Sakal. And then the noon on the end lets us know that it's a noun. There's a possessive suffix on the end in his luggage. Vayomer ten la'am vayochelu. Vayikol, and he said, what is this word?
Hen? Grace? And nay?
That would be chen,
To give.
chen. This
To
is 10.
give.
Right, so this
Give.
is the
Letet.
imperative.
Oh, of Natan.
It starts with tav. Oh, yeah, it starts with tav because of the missing noon here. So it should be nitan, something like that. But the noon doesn't appear in the imperative. So this is a 2ms imperative. Hey, give to the people, vayochelu, and that they may eat. How do we know that this is that they may eat instead of and then they ate?
That's a good question.
Yod.
You can't figure it. You
No
wouldn't be able to figure it
petach.
Oh,
out.
it's not
Exactly.
a vehicle.
That's it.
No,
Yeah. So
no
we couldn't
petach.
tell from the consonants themselves, but from the vowels, if this had a patach, and especially if that had a dagesh, that would be a vayiktol. That's narrative. But here it's just an and, which means this is a
And.
full-fledged yiktol verb, and that they will eat, that they should, can, might, would eat. All of those are kind of contained into contain are possible translations of the yiktol. How can we tell that it's particularly jussive? You can't, just from context. Or that they would eat as would eat. Yeah, I would just leave it as a yiktol, not necessarily as a jussive. Okay. All right. Let's see. Who would like to read next?
I will
Go ahead.
try. I haven't read it yet, but Vayomer Misharto Ma Tenze Lifnei Mea Ish Vayomer Ten La'am Ve'ochelu Ki כה אמר Adonai Achol Vehoter.
All right. So this is one of those miracles that Messiah will later replicate on a grander scale. It's a little bit of food, setting that little bit of food in front of 100 people. Vayomer misharto. Who is a misharet?
Servant.
His servitor. I don't use that word. Yeah, the one who serves. Misharatim. Ooh, hopefully all of us know, or if you've been to Israel, you know what the sherutim, the sherutim are. They are the services. That is the bathroom. And I guess there should be a yod right there. Sherutim. And it's serving, services, something like that. So misharato would be his servant, the one who serves. He's the one that says, Ma eten ze? I would rather read this as, what? I'm going to put this? as opposed to like, why would I do that or something? And even though that right there does connect it with the word that follows, it's still the same idea. Shock, surprise. What? You want me to take these morsels of food and throw it before 100 people? Lifnei me'a ish? Vayomer, and he just repeats himself. Ten la'am veyochelu. Give to the people that they may eat. Ki cho amar Adonai, here's the reasoning, for thus says the Lord, achol vehoter. What kind of words are these?
Infinitive absolute.
They are both infinitive absolutes. This is a kal binyan infinitive absolute with the a, o, and the next one, basically we can tell that it is. It's a he field. Basically, we can tell that it's an infinitive absolute because it has a tzere instead of a chirik. If there were a full chirik there, it would be a little bit more ambiguous. But with that tzere, it's apocryphated. And so vehoter is also an infinitive absolute. So what are we to gather? What are we to understand from these infinitive absolutes? Thus says the Lord, achol vehoter, eating and remaining.
Eating and there's going to be leftovers.
Exactly. But without any, because these are infinitives, there's no information on who the subject is or when it's happening. So it's like the most general verb that you can possibly have. But remember that infinitive absolutes are also used for in emphasis, emphasizing. Well, maybe certainty is what the word I'm looking for. So in the shock and awe of the servant, Elisha replies with the same words, no, 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 go ahead and do it. For thus the Lord says, eat and leftover. Anyway, I think that's kind of cool. No, I don't want to wax eloquent on that. Okay. Any questions on this verse?
It's a good one.
Is this that I've circled, is that normal?
Is it normally a patach?
That's a kamatz.
I said, is it normally?
It should normally be,
but-
especially when it follows something other than a guttural, it should be a patach.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all. That's just one.
So is it the kamatz because of the aleph?
Mm.
Yeah. Otherwise, there would have been a patach here and a dagesh there.
Okay.
Okay. It's kind of hard to remember. You have to look at the next word or the previous word when you're deciding things sometimes.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Next up. Oh, a cute little short verse. Who wants to read this one?
I'll read that one.
Okay, go ahead, Peggy.
Vayeten lifnehem va'okalu vayotaru tiru
Mm-hmm.
kidvar Adonai.
Good. Vayiten lifnehem vayochalu. Make sure to pronounce that yod there. Vayochalu.
Yochalu.
Vayotiru. There's where we know the stress falls. Kidvar Adonai, according to the word of the Lord. So he said it before them, and they did eat, and there was leftovers. What's the root of vayotiru?
Yata.
Yod.
Yod tavresh. Yet we know what other words do we know that have this root?
Yashav, Yared, Yarad.
Wait. Hang
Oh,
on.
the root.
This root.
Oh, the root.
So there's yeter.
Yeter set.
There's yoter. There's notar. I'm just thinking of. Okay, how about this one?
What about Itro?
Thank you.
It's
Yitro. it appears to be the word yeter with a pronominal suffix on the end, yitro. So this is the Segalit's original form. Yeter is what it turns into later. So this would be like his excessiveness or something. The root yod tav resh has to do with jutting out, something being excessive. And it makes me wonder if the word yitro is similar to how English describes his highness, like excessiveness or something like that. After all, he was the priest of Midian on one hand, but on the other hand, the common folk at the well were beaten up with his daughters. So it creates this odd tension. This should be a respectable man, or respected man, and but then you see people not taking care of his daughters, so maybe he's not a respected man. So what the Midrash does with it is they say that he was the priest of Midian, and he was a priest of false gods, and then he decided to um, forsake polytheism and serve the one true God, and that's why the locals started respecting him less. Meh. It's not in the Bible, but it's kind of an interesting story, I guess. But yeah, Yitro, Jethro, is also from the same root. Tom. Wait a second. Is the word mutar? No,
No, that's
that's with a
permission.
tet. Shouldn't that
Permission.
be? Is that with a tet? Is that what it is? Zemutar?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. All right. Next verse. Anatoly, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. ונעמן שר צבא מלך ארם היה איש גדול לפני אדוני ונושא פנים כי בו נתן אדוני תשועה לארם והאיש היה גיבור חיל מצורע. מצורע.
Good. Only this word right here. It's not Adonai. What is it?
Adonav.
Adonav. So this is his, literally, masters, his generals, captains, whoever his masters are. But anyway, so what we just read was one story about the feeding of 100 people with one guy's 20 loaves of barley. And then here now we're going into another story, the story of Naaman. What is the root of Naaman's name? Maybe we know somebody else with a similar name.
Naomi?
What is the
No,
root?
would it be
Noam.
Noam?
Noam.
Pleasant.
Yeah, pleasant. Good. Naaman, I suppose it could it also be a Nephal? Amman. I don't know what the root Amman would be. It'd be an interesting word study, I suppose. Anyway, so Naaman is highly acclaimed as a non-Israelite that believes in the one true God of Israel. And in fact, he takes a cartload of dirt back home, so he has some Israelite soil to worship the Lord upon. And in Judaism, he did not convert. Whereas Ruth is allegedly to have converted to Judaism, Naaman wasn't, so he is looked upon in Judaism as a God-fearer, Yoreh Elohim or something like that. Anyway, it's really cool to see how God works through all the nations. And in fact, Naaman shows up in New Testament, doesn't he? Remember the context?
One of the discussions that Yeshua had with some people.
Yeah, remember when he was talking about there were many widows in the days of Elijah, and there were
Zarephath,
many lepers in the days of
Naaman.
Elisha, but only Naaman was healed. Okay, V'Naaman sal tzva melech Aram. Is this a construct chain?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 4 words, very good. So this should be sar. This should be tzava. Melech doesn't change. Okay, so this change is easy. In a closed syllable, long vowels become short vowels. Great, sar. Here we have 2 long vowels, tzava. Shouldn't both of them become shorter?
No, because the second one's a historically long.
Mm,
Oh, you don't like it when I say that.
well, because it's not. This one is because of the aleph. The aleph has quiesced, which
Oh.
creates an
Ah,
open syllable. So it's actually not a closed syllable.
okay.
Neither is it really an open syllable. It's stuck somewhere in between. So it just gets left alone. Yay. Melech Aram. So the captain of, the army of, the king of Aram, or Syria. Haya ish gadol. He was a huge man. Well, probably in the sense of, I mean, he could have been a big guy, but it's probably more like prominence. He was, well known, and lifnei Adonav, before the face of his masters. So he was well known. Unnesu panim. Okay, what is nasa?
To lift up.
Exactly. And this particular word is I'll ask the question. What pattern, what form of a word is this? Nasu.
Well,
Pu-
No, it's not pual.
Why'd you write it then? Okay.
I'm anticipating that there are going to be a few wrong answers, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them on the board and then cross them out.
Okay.
That's all.
Let's get them over with.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and guess the next one. No, it's not a hufal.
Is it
Like a Nephal participle or something?
something new?
Not a nifal.
Oh,
Nephal.
darn. So,
So what is?
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Yeah.
It's in construct with the next word.
Masopanim. Yeah, masopanim in modern Hebrew means like you're prejudiced or something. You're biased towards someone.
Okay.
Masopanim.
Masopanim. I see. The fact that this is in construct means that what was a long vowel became a reduced vowel. What is the word nasu?
It's passive it's a passive participle.
That's it. Exactly. It's a kal passive participle. So if you think about words like shamur, that's a passive participle. Au. This one is nasu. So that means it has been lifted. Right? It's acting like it's an adjective. And because it's an adjective, it can be in construct with the next word, and it is lifted of face. The idea being that he's, not ashamed. He's honorable. Ki vo natan Adonai teshu'ah le'aram. All right, so why is he so honorable? Because in him, or with him, at him, Natan Adonai, the Lord gave or had given teshu'ah. You can see the root is
Yasha.
Yeshua.
well, actually, you know what? That looks like the root right there. Shua. If there were a yod at the beginning, then this should have become a tzere or a chirik or something like that. So I get it. I want to say that it's the same root as yasha, but what's more likely is that there is a relationship between the root shua and the root yasha. and that this one is properly Shua, and that Yeshua or Lehoshia, those are properly Yod Shin Ayin. There are lots of times in Hebrew where you see that two roots that look very similar, but they're technically different. Think of Kala, something drawing to an end, versus Kalal, which is everything, all. Think of Rabbah, something multiplies, and Ravav, something being abundant. So this would be another, I don't know if you can call it derivative root, but it certainly seems related. But yeah, so deliverance as opposed to salvation.
Is Teshua the word for like salvation with Jesus? Is that the same word?
No, the root for salvation will be Yeshua. Yeshua. So that's going to have the root Yod Shin Ayin, and Teshua apparently has the root Shin Vav Ayin.
A different word.
Technically a different root, but again, I would argue that there's overlap somehow. Even if it was mistakenly done so, there's got to be some overlap there. And plus, it wouldn't really make sense here to call it Yeshua or salvation, because the Lord had given to Naaman salvation for Aram. Well, no, it was deliverance. He allowed Aram to win. He gave him the victory. And so slight difference. V'ha'ish, and the man, Naaman, haya gibor chayil. Gibor, overcomer, hero, valiant warrior, and Hayil, strength, valor, essentially synonyms. But he was Metzorah. This is likely the reason why this story is the Haftarah. Hang on a second. This is the Haftarah of Tazria. I was about to say it's the Haftarah of Metzorah, but it's not. Okay, so I have to stop and ask, why was this chosen as the Haftarah for Tazria? And I don't know. You know what you know what the question is that I'm asking, right? There are 54 Torah portions, and when the Greeks didn't allow Israel to read the Torah anymore in the days of Antiochus Epiphanes, they invented prophets' readings to read instead. And that's likely where the Haftarah readings come from. Once the Greeks were defeated, of course, the weekly Torah portion was reinstituted, but now there would also be prophets' readings as well. And so I was wondering, why was this chosen as the reading for Tazria? Food for thought. I don't have an answer. Mitzorah. What kind of a word is Mitzorah? What's the root? What's the form?
Participle.
Good. It is a participle. Binyan?
Cal?
Isn't it just a cal participle?
With that m on the front?
It's either it's a
That's
PL.
right.
If it were a PL, you should expect an patach right there.
Okay, so Metzora, it could be a pual.
Peel?
It's pu'al. So there should have been either an u or kamatz katan right here with a strong dagesh if it's a pu'al.
Is it?
But you can't put a strong dagesh in a resh. So there's compensatory lengthening. It lengthens from a short u or o sound to a long o sound, but it is still a
U class, still U class.
It's still a U class vowel, right? Exactly. And there's no ending that makes it masculine singular. So he is having become leprous.
Ooh.
Could be kind of the way to translate mitzorah.
Or some other skin disease, you say, right?
Not it's highly unlikely that this is Hansen's disease, the typical leprosy that we think about, but it's certainly some kind of a skin disease. When you read through Leviticus, it doesn't sound like Hansen's disease. And also remember that tzara'at can also afflict buildings and articles of clothing and leather. So probably not Hansen's disease. All right. Next reading, next verse. Who wants to read?
Can I go?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead, Hannah.
وأرام
What happened to
Did I think I switched it. My apologies. I
Yeah.
was trying to do something on my end and I goofed up. Go ahead.
وأرام يצאו גדודים והשביעו מארץ ישראל נערה קטנה ותהי לפני אשת נעמן.
Very good. V'aram yatz'u gedudim. Whose name reminds you? Of whose name does this word remind you?
God, one of the tribes.
One of the tribes. Do you remember the blessing of God from, I guess it was from Jacob, right? God, Gedud, it's like 3 words in a row that are intentionally, what do you call that? Full of consonants where certain sounds are repeated. And
Onomatopoeia.
it's well, that's like cock-a-doodle-doo. God, what is the meaning of God? Does anyone know? It probably is not related to Gedud, but that was the literary tool that Jacob appears to have used. But what's the meaning of God?
Isn't goat? I don't know. I think
No, that would be a
goat.
Gdi. Very good. A
Gdi,
Gdi
gdi.
is a kid goat.
Mhm.
Gdi. I think God had to do with fortune.
Mm.
Whether it's a fortunate event or fortunate outcome, and I can't help but wonder or think that it had something to do with some particular god of fortune, but I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing up my
I'm
terms.
thinking one of the songs of Pesach has Gadia in it.
That's because of Gdi. What's that?
Oh yeah, Gadia.
Gadia is Aramaic for a little goat. Gadia means the Gdi, the goat. And it's what is it about? Paying 2 zuzim for a little goat. It's one of those stories or one of those songs that repeats over and over and over again. And gosh, I'm blanking on the words. Do you know it, Gavriel?
No.
Chad Gad,
Gadia.
Chad Gad,
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, the reason I don't want to get into it is A, because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but B, well, actually multiple reasons. B, it's Aramaic, and C, um, nobody really knows the exact interpretation of the song. The interpretations of the song are as various as there are commentators, essentially. So it's a cool story that can have however many meanings you want it to mean if you listen to the right commentators. But yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, think of like 12 Days of Christmas or Echad Mi
Mhm.
Odea, one of those songs that repeats over and over again. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Echad Mi Odea, Echad. It's called One Who Knows. One Who Knows. I don't know. Look it up. Echad Mi Odea. It's a lot of fun. Okay. But here we're looking at the word gdudim, which has to do with bands or companies or but it could also be like marauders. The Syrians had gone out, gdudim in bands of some kind. Vayishbu. What's the root? Vayishbu?
Shav?
Not shav.
Yashav,
Well, think
Yashav,
about how shav is only 2 letters though, right?
Yashav.
Okay, so if it's Yashav, I would argue, Your Honor, that Yashav is originally Vav Shin Bet, and if it doesn't show up as the first letter, oh, I see what you're saying. Are you saying Yashavu? Like Yashavu?
Ooh.
Yashavu. See, that would be a Kal Katal. As soon as we make a Vayiktol out of it, it would have to become Vayeshavu.
Oh.
Vayeshavu, and they returned. Sorry, Yashav sat. They sat or dwelt. Vayeshavu, and they sat. And so because that's a chirik instead of a tzere, we have to keep thinking.
Okay, lahashiv. Hmm.
Good, good.
Yeah, he feel. I'm
That's
looking
where,
at a he feel, I
there
think.
you go. So if it were a he field, then that original vav comes back and it's no longer showing up as a yod, like ho
Oh,
shiv, cause to sit or dwell.
captivate, captive,
Mhm.
not captivate, but make captive. Yeah.
Okay, what about he shiv?
Sh- That's to return something.
Right, cause
No,
something to come
yeah.
back. Shuv.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Yeshev is okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Shev is it? He feel also right.
Or you could
Right.
say ya shiv, he will cause something to come back or return. All
Mhm.
right, so we're no closer to than where we started. What's the root?
Yeshab.
No, no, we're this
No.
yod right
Oh,
here
it's
is the
it's oh
yiktol
it's
yod.
shuv shuv.
No, if it were shuv, there should be a full vowel of the oo variety.
Keep going at it, Cheryl, and you'll get one eventually. Um,
Shabbat.
Shavai.
There it is. So it's sheen
Return
bet missing yod,
to
which we look up in the dictionary as sheen bet hey. Shava. What is shava?
to return.
No,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
If you said
Chevy. What is Chevy? It's a thing you drive in. No.
to dwell.
No, Shvi is captive.
Okay, I am so
I don't
confused
know that
now.
word.
I am really confused now.
Okay, Shvut. Shvut
Hmm.
is those taken captive, like in exile,
Hmm.
and the root is Shin Bet missing Yod. Let's see, what other words are there? Shavui, Shvuim, and Shava. Yeah. So basically, this is from Shin Bet missing Yod. Va Yishbu. It means, and he took captive Me'eretz Yisrael. So this is a completely different root than Yashav sit or Shuv to return. This is taking captive Shin Bet Yod. And we know it because of the chirik there. That tells us that we're looking at a Kal Binyan, Yiktol or Vayiktol, and that this is the first root letter. With that shva there, we can be certain that's the second root letter. Third missing root letter, assume it's a yod.
So what tells you it's a he feel?
It's not.
It's just the it's not a he feel.
Not a he feel. If it were a he feel, there should be a patach under that yod.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, let's see. So the chirik tells us it's kal. The vayiktol tells us the yod is a yiktol prefix letter. The u is part of the yiktol prefix letter. Um, so all we're left with is first root letter sheen, second root letter bet.
Okay.
That narrows it down.
So this is Naaman is the subject of this.
Well, it's probably the armies, but ultimately he's the captain.
Mhm.
Because it's in the plural here, they had brought captive from the land of Israel. Na'ara Ktana. There was a certain young girl, small girl of Israel. Vatihi lifnei eshet Naaman. All right, with a tav at the beginning and a yod at the end, is that second feminine singular?
Yes.
Nobody wants to jump at that. Well, okay, all
Well, we're
right.
not. It's not a you word. It's two is you. It's a she.
So what's happening here? It is true that that he is a second feminine singular form, but what we're looking at here is actually vatihye apocryphated.
Hated.
And so the tav is your yiktol prefix letter either as 2ms or 3fs, and it's 3fs
Three
because it's a
FS.
girl. So, and she waited. The missing hey is because it's a vayiktol. Uh, why does it say
Somehow, yeah.
waited? Why would it be waited? And she was simply, and she was lifnei eshet, the wife of Naaman. And so, oh, probably because she
To
was the
wait on
servant.
somebody.
Probably because
Yeah.
she was the servant girl of
Mhm.
Naaman's wife. Okay.
Waited upon his wife.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So for it to say, and she was before, evidently those two things together is how it interprets she served or waited upon Naaman's wife. Okay, questions on this
Doesn't
before?
that word just mean she was, though?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And she was.
Mhm.
And
It
she
was
was. And
a
it's only
translation.
exactly, it was a translation they thought for. See, they put nothing here because the combination of these two is interpreted
Okay.
as her serving or waiting upon. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, next reading. Let's see. Gabriel, you had your hand up first. Go ahead.
Okay. Batomer el gebura, gebur, gebureta, או
Gvilta.
גבירתה, תודה. אכלה אדוני לפני חנבי אשר בסו, בשום, בשומרון אז יאסוף אותו מצרה, מצרתו, מצר,
Mitsarato. Exactly.
מצרתו, תודה.
Can anybody tell me what the dictionary lexical absolute form of this word might be? You see anything we can peel away from it?
Sadi resh ayin.
Well, that's the root. Tzadi resh ein is the root. And this is a noun. And how would it look in the dictionary? Are there any prefixes or suffixes we can peel away?
The Vav with the
And
Holem.
Vav with the holum.
Vav.
Okay. Anything else?
The mem.
The mem and the dagesh. What does
Oh,
the mem chirik dagesh represent?
is it a noon?
Meme.
Mean from, exactly. So what we have is something to the effect of, well, I'll just use the English for now. Recover or cause him to be healed from his, and then we're
Leprosy.
left with the word in the middle. So what's the dictionary form, the lexical form?
So why is the tav there?
Well, it's a feminine suffix, or
Feminine noun.
it's the feminine tav. It's part of the word just because it's a feminine word. But this is how it would look up. This is how it would look in the dictionary. Tzara'at, tzara'at. And that's the thing usually translated as leprosy or skin disease. So recover or cause him to be healed from his tzara'at. The vowels shift around a little bit because of the suffix on the end, but it's still recognizable. Vatomer, and she said, probably still referring to the little girl, El gvirato. Sorry, gvirta. That's different. Gvirta. So giveret. Giveret. What's the root of giveret?
Gavar.
Gavar. And
Gibor.
what is a gever? Gibor.
Guy. It's a
Right.
guy.
It's a guy, it's a victor, it's a warrior, something like that. Here, it's in the feminine.
Mhm.
So instead of master, it's going to
Mistress.
become feminine, mistress, which is basically just Mr. with an S on the end, mistress. So it's the female of the warrior. Okay, whatever. It's essentially the can I say the owner, or not the owner, I guess the master, the female master of the girl who was taken captive. The on the end refers back to
Her.
whom?
Her.
Her, the little girl,
Mhm.
right? The little girl's mistress, Giveret. So here's what she says. Achale Adoni lifnei hanavi asher b'shomron. And she continues there. Az yesof oto mitzarato. Okay. Achale. What's the root?
Is it le'echet, like to wish for?
Yeah. Ani meachel.
I wish you.
All right, exactly. Ani meachel shows
I
up
greet
like
you.
this. I wish or desire something. And what I'm noticing here is that this word has the same form as what shows up in the Psalms. Ashrei,
Haish.
right? Ashrei ha'ish. Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Ashrei ish ha, the one who walked.
Halolech
Yeah,
atat
hello. Exactly. Bidiyuk.
rashaim.
So it looks like it's the same kind of, what can I call it? Would that be a noun or an adjective? I don't know. It doesn't really, it's not really a verb. It's almost like the verb is implied here. There is no verb. Do you see one? Achale Adoni. And would that my Lord, or desirous that my Lord, before Hanavi, Lifnei Hanavi. So we have to stick a verb in there, and you can see that's exactly what the translator did. And would be before or stand before the prophet, Asher b'Shomron, the one that is in Samaria. As, at that time, then, Ye'esof. What is the verb asaf?
Doesn't it mean to add to
Here?
something?
Lehosif is the one that means to add or do again.
Okay.
Asaf by itself is similar. And again, we could argue that the two roots are probably related.
Right.
And has to do with gathering.
Mm.
Asafti. So maybe there's an aleph vav change out there so that the he feel has a vav lehosif. So literally that he gather him from his tzara'at. Of course, the intention, the idea being that gather him away from that terrible thing means to heal him. All right, comments, questions? Eileen, do you want to read? All right, all yours.
Vayebo Yagev Yevdi
No, you said it right. Vayaged.
Vayaged La Adonav
Good. Here it's a quiesced aleph. There's no vowel attached to it. So ladonav.
Nav Lemor Ha Kakato
That's a zayin right there. Kazot.
Azot Bekazot De Debi Ra
Put the chirik first. Dibra.
Libra Ha Na Naara
Right. Hana'ara.
Asher Me'aretz Yisrael.
Me'eretz Yisrael. Good. How many quiesced alephs are in this verse? That is an aleph that historically comes at the end of a syllable and therefore has no vowel or sound to it.
Four, I think.
5.
5
I count 5. 1,
I forgot that one.
2, 3, 4, 5.
4 5
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something to watch out for when you're reading Hebrew. Aleph can quiesce. If there's no vowel attached to it, then that's what happened. It's simply because you can't make the aleph sound at the end of a syllable. Good. Vayavo. Vayaged ladonav lemor, kazot v'chazot dibra hana'ara, asher me'eretz Yisrael. Okay, and what's the root of vayavo?
Bo.
Exactly. We don't get to see the vav, but there's the holam reminding us of the vav. And he came or went. Vayaged, what's the root?
Nagad. Nagad.
Nagad.
Right. So the noon is missing in the, has assimilated into the gimel as a dagesh. There's the gimel, there's the dalet. Has to do with facing. Vayaged, and he told
Vayagid.
Ladonav, exactly. Ladonav to his literally masters.
Masters.
But we know that he's talking to Naaman. So this is an interesting construction in Hebrew that when you're referring to the owner or master of something, you use it in the plural. I've mentioned it before. If you say, hey, who's the owner of this pet, this dog? You would say, Me'abalim, who's the owner, even though it's plural. Ladonav, lemor, saying, kazot v'chazot. Okay, so this is the way Hebrew just shortens the content of what she said rather than repeating it all over again, like thus and like thus. Dibra hana'ara, the young girl has spoken or said. Which one? The girl that me'eretz Yisrael is from the land of Israel. Ooh, that's a long one. Who wants to read the long one?
Yeah.
What are you shaking your head for?
Maybe.
Too long.
It's too long.
I want to do it.
Well, Cheryl wants to do it, and we're not going to take it from her. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Okay. ויאמר מלך ארם, לך בו, ואשלח ספר אל מלך ישראל. וילך ויקח בידו 10 כיכרי כסף ו6,000 זהב ו10 חליפות בגדים.
That's a lot of goods.
Mm.
Vayomer Melech Aram, the king of Aram, there's a construct chain, said, Lech bo. In modern Hebrew, those look like they're going different, they sound contradictory. Lech means go, and bo means come here. But apparently it's going to be more something more like go and arrive at your destination. Ve'eshlecha. We can see the root here is shalach, but what kind of a word is this? What form is it? Eshlecha.
Cohortative.
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 Yeah. Meaning I or we, let me or us do something. So here the king is saying, Ve'eshlecha, and I want to send, I'm going to help you out because I want to. I will send sefer. What's that, a book?
Letter.
In modern times, it's a book, but books didn't exist until the Middle Ages. So this would be a document, a letter, something that has words in it, right? El Melech Yisrael, to the king of Israel, Vayelech. This is the root halach, and it's irregular. We're missing the first root letter, but instead there's a tzere. And he went, he walked. Vayikach. Boy, that's also irregular. What's missing about this one?
Lamed is missing.
Lamed, lakach, took. And he took biyado in his hand 10 kikrei chesef, 10 rounds or talents
round things.
Exactly, of kesef, silver. V'sheshet alafim zahav. Now it stands to reason that the quantity of silver he took was more than the quantity of gold that he took. So here we have kikrei chesef versus just a number zahav. Now, what are we supposed to make of that? Well, you can see what the translator did. They said, obviously, the unit of measure is missing. So whatever the unit of measure was well understood enough to not even include it. 6,000 pieces of gold, whatever that meant. How big is a talent? Does anyone remember? A talent was pretty big.
Oh, they're very heavy.
I
I
thought
mean,
it was
and
somewhere
that's
in
a
the.
lot of money
Oh, sure.
too.
Yeah.
Like tons of money.
Yeah. Well, hundreds of pounds anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
I was under the impression that a talent was like, I don't know, 70 pounds or something. I mean, what would that be? 30 kilograms? It's a lot of weight. And so 10 talents, we're looking at 700 pounds, 300 kilograms of silver, and then 6,000 pieces of gold. That's a lot. Ve'eser halifot begadim. It's kind of cool to see how silver and gold are listed in the same order, on the same order of changes of clothing. It's not like you can just run to Walmart and buy a piece of, buy a
Right.
shirt and pants. It was actually expensive to have clothing made, and I'm sure they were also really nice ones. So it's being used as a form of trade or value. Eser khalifot. Khalaf means to change out. So khalifot would be changes of begadim. Is this in construct form, khalifot?
Yeah.
Probably. It's coming before the word begadim, but there are no vowel changes in the word halifot. There aren't any long vowels that will reduce down. Okay, this one's not much shorter. Who's up to read next? Hannah, go ahead.
Yeah. ויבא הספר אל מלך ישראל לאמור, ואתה קבוא הספר הזה אליך, הנה שלחתי אליך את נעמן עבדי, ואספתו מצרתו.
Very good reading. Vayaveh hasefer. And because of the tzere right here, we know this doesn't mean that he arrived, but rather that he brought. He caused to arrive, hasefer. So the subject here is probably Naaman, and the object is the letter. If that tzere weren't here, we could arguably say that this is vayavo hasefer. The letter arrived. But the tzere tells us that it's he feels, so someone else did it. El Melech Israel. Actually, that would make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? That the letter arrived unto the king of Israel. Somehow I doubt that Naaman personally delivered the letter to him. Whatever, doesn't matter. Text has a tzere, so we're going to run with it. No reason to question it. Lemor, so this is what the sefer, the letter says. Ve'ata kavo hasefer hazeh elecha, hine shalachti elecha et Naaman avdi. Va'asafto mitzarato. Good. So here's the content of the letter. We can see there's the etnach right there. So we know there's a pause. Where else can we put a pause? I guess here. And here. And end of the verse. Good. So we just broke a big problem into, or a big verse into smaller ones. Ve'ata kevo hasefer. What kind of a word is this? What form is this word? Kvo. It's not a finite verb. It's an infinite or infinitive. It has the k in front. And infinitives act like nouns, and that's why it can be in construct. Bo hasefer, the coming of the letter. Hazeh, this one, elecha, unto you. When this letter comes to you, behold, shalachti elecha et Naaman avdi. I have sent to you, Naaman my servant, va'asafto mitzarato. Okay, what's going on with this word right there? Is there a suffix on here?
Yeah,
Oh.
there is. The toe, or the toe is him.
The toe, like this?
Yeah, that's him.
Isn't
Asaf,
O
oh,
him?
Safti, oh, okay, Asafto.
You're starting to pick up what I'm putting down.
Is it a Vekaton?
Okay. All right. All right. I like what you're
No.
doing. So my next question was going to be about the Vav. Is it just a conjunction or is it conversive? Is it changing the tense? Basically what you just said, a vekatal. Which one is it?
Shouldn't
That
it
you
be a
will.
Shabbat, but was a Vekatol?
Well, yeah, but you can't put two shvas in a row. Look, the aleph already
Oh,
has
okay.
a reduced vowel. So it's going to take the flavor of the
Mhm.
previous of the next vowel, va.
Why?
So it could be either one, but how can we
Mhm.
figure it out from the context? Well, let's back up a second. If this is a katal or vekatal, who's the built-in subject?
You.
I thought you was supposed to have a ta on the end.
Ah,
Hmm. Why isn't
Is
there
it
a
apocryphated somehow? Is it,
Well, the tav would be part of the verb, and the him would be the suffix, right?
if by saying the tav is part of the verb, you're saying that the tav is the katal suffix, I agree with you. And the o is a pronominal suffix that refers to him. But what I'm getting at is that if you go through all of the katal suffixes, we have t, we have ta, we have t, we have, all these different katal suffixes. None of them is just a tav with nothing, is it? I mean, I guess
mhm.
you could argue that 2fs has a tav with nothing, but
Unless it's adjussive and it's apocryphated.
adjussives have yictol prefixes.
Okay.
So what we're looking at is what should have been a safta. Oh,
Safto. So they
Oh,
just shortened it.
too
right.
many
The two
vowels.
vowels got squished. Exactly. It's too many vowels. They just got squished together. So va'asaftao
A
becomes
Safto.
va'asafto. Exactly. That's it. So it is 2ms. It's just that the vav got in the way. The o sound got in the way.
And the dagesh is just a weak dagesh
Weak
because of the
dagesh.
spa.
Yeah. Yeah. Weak dagesh because there's a preceding silent schwa.
So
Exactly.
now are you saying it's a Vicatal or it's just
So now that, well,
adjunctive?
now that we know that it is a katal and we now understand who the subject is, now we can answer the question about whether it's vekatal. Okay, so earlier, remember when the girl says that Elisha would gather
Yes.
him from his tzara'at, it's the same verb, same root, just a different form. So that you are the subject, gather is the verb. Has it happened yet in the
no.
narrative? No,
No.
no, hasn't happened yet. So it would make
Thank
sense
you, John.
for it to be a vekatal, so that
Mhm.
it makes it future. Just want to look at this. Okay, yeah, I would say that it's a done deal. It has to be vekatal, has a 3ms suffix on the end. It's a 2ms verb from asaf to gather, which they translate here as recover, like gather him away from his tzaraat.
Good. Big one.
All right, who wants to read next? Do I need to like
Don't
start calling
everybody
on
jump up and
names,
down.
I mean,
I will do it again if
yeah,
nobody's.
I
I want
know.
somebody to volunteer though.
Come
I'll read.
on. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. Vayehi Kirtz.
Wait a second.
Kirt.
How many times have you read? Gabriel, once?
Yeah,
Ah,
just once.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting 6 people who haven't read. You know who
Okay.
you are. Go ahead, Gabriel.
Vayehi Kiro. Yeah, Kiro. Melech Yisrael et HaSefer Vayik Vayikra Vayikra. Yeah.
Hmm.
Vegadav Vayomer HaElohim אני לחמית ולחיות, כי זה שולח אליי לאסוף איש מצרתו, כי אך דעו נא וראו כי מתענה הוא לי.
Okay, so this seems a bit terse. So let's hash it out here. Vayhi kikro melech Yisrael et hasefer. This is kara with an aleph. Vayikra begadav. This is kara with an ayin. Vayomer ha'elohim. Excuse me. Vayomer ha'elohim ani. Excuse me. That's with the cancellation mark right there. It's actually ha'elohim ani.
Okay.
With penultimate stress. Lehamit ulehachayot ki ze sholech elai le'esof ish mitzarato. No, mitzarato. Ki achdeu na ureu ki mit'anehu li. Is this a definite article? Ha-Elohim?
Yeah.
I don't know why I see it like it's acting like an interrogative to me there. He's asking a question? Yeah.
Very good. It is not a definite article. If it were, it should be kamatz ha-Elohim.
Okay.
And in fact, the interrogative particle, which should have a reduced patach, cannot, lest it create two reduced vowels in a row. In fact, the interrogative particle in front of a guttural always shows up with a patach, whether this is reduced or not. So this is a question. Question, God, am I? Am I God? Lehamit, to cause death. Ulehachayot, and to cause chayim, life. Ki ze sholeach elai, that this one sends to me. Basically, he sent me Naaman so I can heal him. What am I, God? Le'esof ish mitzarato, to gather a man from his leprosy or to heal him. Ki achdeu na ureu. Now, this is probably the king speaking to his advisors. He says, Da'u re'u, and there's a na. What does na tell us?
Right.
It's a key word.
Now or
Please?
It's a particle of entreaty, yeah. When we see the word na, we can be certain that there's some kind of volition involved. And in fact, these two words are imperatives. They are a volition word. One of the volatives. It's the second person volative. De'u u're'u. What are the roots of these words?
Yada
Mm-hmm.
and
So
like
knowing, good, knowing and seeing. Know this and consider. Please. Ki mit'anehu li. What binyan is mit'aneh?
hit pael
It looks like it. And what form?
participle?
With the mem? Sure. So he is mit'aneying with me or to me. Translated here as seeking a quarrel, starting to fight.
Is that a rare verb? Aleph, noon,
Missing yod.
whatever.
Aleph noon missing yod. It would be aleph
Yeah.
noon missing yod. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. It's not one common enough for me to know off the top of my head. And
So rare.
but you can kind of guess what its meaning would be just from the context. He sends some guy to me and says, heal him.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's trying to pick a fight with me. Oh man.
But I'm trying to, he sent it to the king via letter.
The
and
letter,
it was
right. The
read,
king
and it
of
was
Aram is sent to the king of
of
Israel and read to
Israel,
the king of Israel. He's like,
and probably Ahab, right? At that time still, or whatever. I'm trying to figure out what king he was talking to.
I
And
don't
so
know,
the king
maybe.
suddenly gets this letter about healing
Yep.
and freaks out. Okay, just
Oh my.
Exactly.
I'd love
Can
to be
you
a bug in the wall.
exactly? I mean, just imagine if somebody sends you a shipment in the mail and says, "Turn this water into wine for me, please," and you're just like, "Uh, come again?" Oh my gosh. All
So
right.
all that stuff was meant for the king? All that stuff that he sent was from
All
King.
this, all the stuff in the letter was supposed to be to the king of Israel. You know, it's
And
a chain of command deal, right? The king, who
and
knows everybody in the kingdom better than the king? So the king of Aram sends to the king of Israel and says, "Hey, get your people to make this happen."
and then all that money, all the gold and silver and clothes
That's
were
a good
meant for the
question.
king?
That's a good
Yeah.
question. Apparently not, because that's not the way it unfolds. You're right.
Well,
He
maybe
didn't.
the king.
They're meant for the
He
person
never
that
think about it after. Okay, so spoiler alert, he goes and he gets healed, right? Naaman does.
Mhm, mhm.
In the end, the
Elisha.
man of God does not take any of the goods. His servant tries to, because
Gehazi
he
does.
exactly.
yeah.
But it was never, it seems like it was never intended for the king. Nothing was, maybe he gave him a little gift or something, I don't know, but the gift appears to have been intended for whoever would heal him. At least that's why Naaman was pushing so hard to give it to Elisha, and Elisha simply refused. So I would say no, wasn't intended for the king.
Okay.
Just the letter was. All right. Any one of the six people who haven't read yet, would you like to read?
Yeah, my
Anatoly. All
yes.
right.
Behi Ishmoa Elisha Ish Elohim Kikara Melech Israel et Begadav Vaishlach El Hamelech Lemor Lama Karata Bega- Begadecha Yabo na Elai Beyada Ki Yesh Nabi Be Israel.
Very good. What's the significance of tearing one's garment, especially the king, particularly the king?
It is a sign of mourning to this day.
Trouble at the very least, right? Grief.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so something terrible has happened. The king, who is before the eyes of the leaders of the nation, and by extension before the whole nation itself, has committed this act of uh, either grief or fear or terror or whatever it is, this mourning, and that's a big statement, right? Could you imagine, like, the leader of a nation looking humble and sorrowful before his nation or before other national leaders? It makes the entire nation humbled, or feel humbled. And so I can kind of understand why Elisha comes to the king and say, "Whoa, whoa, what are you doing, tearing your garments?
Hmm.
You're obviously upset, but you're turning this into a big ordeal. You're affecting a lot more people. And tell you what, send them to me, and everyone will know that there is a prophet in it, a prophet of God in Israel." And all right, so let's see. Vayishlach et hamelech lemor. Right. So Elisha sends to the king, Lama karata begadav. Why would you have torn your clothing? Yavona. What's the na tell us?
Please.
Relative.
Mm-hmm. So that makes this form a
Joseph.
jussive. So he's still being respectful to the king. Please let him come. Please have him come, Eli, to me, V'yeda. Is this also Joseph then?
No, that's a vekatah. No, that's a, and he will know. It's conjunction and a yictal.
Okay,
I
so
think.
this is a conjunction.
And then that's a yictal. Yeda, he will know.
No.
I
Or
don't
it will be
know.
known. Who
I don't
Is
know.
it
Maybe
Joseph?
it 50,
it
50
will be known?
It does.
Look, it's probably six and one, half a dozen in the other.
Shall we
The
know?
certain one, the first, it's certain that the first one is Joseph. Whether the second one is too, you could sometimes speculate that it's Joseph simply because of the proximity of one Joseph to another possibly Joseph, but doesn't make sense. Let him come to me, and he will know, or let him come to me, and he should know. I mean, in the end, there's not much of a difference, so can't really die on that hill. So let's go ahead and do what you did, and let's call it a yiktol, because if he does come, then he will know. Key, know what? Key is the content. The content. What does he know? Key says, here it is. Here's the content. Here's what he's going to know. Yesh Navi B'Israel. There is a prophet in Israel. All right. Of the people,
He was pretty
yes.
sure of himself, wasn't he? Elisha was pretty sure that he was going to heal.
I mean, my gosh, after all the miracles that God worked through him,
Yeah.
I guess he didn't have any doubt. And of the people who have not read, would anyone like to read this itty bitty little verse? Don't be shy. Step right up. Don't be shy.
I'll try if nobody else wants to.
All right, go ahead.
Vayavo Naaman Besu Son Besu Sov.
So, right. So this one, I guess the font isn't helping you out a whole lot. This is Besuso, and this one is Besusav. So what we have here are how it's written in the text versus how we're supposed to read it. This is the Ktiv, how it's written, and this is the Kre, or I guess just write it like that, how the scribes tell us that we ought to read it. So most of the time, we're just going to read that one and just kind of gloss over that one. Okay, Vayavo Naaman besusav.
Pero que vo.
Good. Can I split it into syllables for you? I would split it like this. U vrich bo.
Oh, sorry, I pronounced it wrong.
That's all right.
Bo via mod que da ha bait le li sha.
Excellent. Vayavo Naaman. And so he came. Who did? Naaman did. Bisuso on his horse, or Bisusav with his horses. We're going to assume that he has a big entourage here, especially if he's carrying hundreds of pounds or kilograms of precious metals and clothes. Unless he's just that big of a guy and he's able to sling it up on his shoulder, right? Uverichbo, what's the root? Rechev. And his chariot, and with his chariot, Vayamod petach habayit leElisha, and he stood at the opening or door of the house of belonging to Elisha. So now that I've said that, this is not, I've deflated the question. Is this a construct chain?
Yes.
Not as I have drawn it.
Oh.
This is a construct chain.
Yeah.
Petach habayit. But because of the le, that breaks up what should have been a longer construct chain. This is the le that means belonging to Elisha. So please don't let the of lead you to believe that this is a construct chain proper.
Oh.
To the opening of the house belonging to Elisha.
Can't have prepositions in a construct chain.
Can't have prepositions in a construct chain. Rarely it does actually happen. Rarely. You have to look in the grammars like Gesenius or Yuan to find those examples, but they do exist, but they're very, very rare. They are obviously exceptions. Okay, so of the 5 people who have not read, who would like to read this? Please. Beth Moore, Romans 8:28. Who is it?
Me.
Hi, me. Go ahead.
Vayishlach elav Elisha malach lemor halok verachzata sheva pe'amim bayarden
Mhm.
veyashov
Uh,
veyashov
Yeah, you're saying it right. Yep. Veyashov.
veyashov besavka
Mhm.
lecha utehar.
Perfect. Very good reading. Vayishlach elav Elisha malach lemor. All right. So the Vayishlach. Who's the subject?
Elisha?
Vayishlach. Exactly. Yeah. So we can see
Sending.
that the yod here tells us that it's 3ms. So then, well, who's sending and what are they sending? Whom are they sending? Well, subject must be Elisha. And what he's sending is the object over there, and to him fits between the two. So this is enlightening how Hebrew word order works. We usually expect the verb to show up first, the subject to show up second, the object to show up next. But this shows, I don't want to say an exception, but rather a nuance. Whenever you have a suffixed preposition, not a preposition with a standalone noun, a standalone word, but a suffix preposition, that typically is going to get shoved sooner in the sentence. So, Vaishlach elav Elisha malach. Lemor saying, haloch. What kind of a word is haloch?
Imperative.
It's infinitive construct.
Okay, what's the imperative of halach?
Lech.
Lech.
Lech. Right, it's one of those irregular ones. Lech. So haloch has the a-o, so that's the infinitive absolute. Haloch verachatzta. Why is the stress all the way on the end?
So vekata. No, that should only be in the first and second.
You were right. You're right. No, first, this is second person. Yeah. Verachatzta, and
Sta.
you shall wash. So it is a vekatal. Sheva pe'amim, 7 times, bayarden. Does anybody know the etymology of the word yarden?
Yared, Yarad, go down.
See, when I
Yared.
was young, I always thought that the root was yarad, which means to go down. And I would even make a joke about it. I'd say, Yarden, it's the river that flows downhill, as opposed to all the other ones that flow uphill. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, exactly, right? And then somebody smarter than me said, Jared, it might actually be a combination of Yaor
River.
from Dan, where the aleph essentially quiesces and is not written, and you end up with Yarden. It's going to be the river from Dan. And I'm like, who knew? That's interesting. Does anybody remember which river is often called Hayor?
The Nile.
Mm-hmm. In
Nile.
Exodus, Hayor is always the river or the Nile River. And then there was another river in Israel, the Jabbok. You know what I'm talking about? The Yavok. It's usually spelled with J, but Yabok. Like that. So here, because of the reduplication or the gemination of the bet it's assumed that it also is coming from Yod something Resh, and therefore also means river of bulk. And anyway, it's a neat theory. Maybe it's right. Maybe. And V'yashov, is this Jussive? We can see that it's got a conjunctive vav on the front, but is the rest of it Jussive? When it comes to Jussives, what should be a mater letter will vanish. There's supposed to be a mater letter there. There's supposed to be a vowel letter vav, and it's not there. So we could arguably assign this as a jussive. Let him come. Him who? Basarecha. Let your flesh return. Lecha, to you. Utahal, and be clean, as an imperative. And of course, he wasn't happy about this. He was hoping that Elisha would come out and wave his hands. Was this an? Yeah, this is it, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Naaman wasn't happy with the way that he just sent a messenger out and said, "Go wash yourself, clean yourself up in the Jordan." So he was angry. Who wants to read about that? 4 readers haven't read. Who wants to read? Nobody. All right. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Okay. ויקוץ נעמן וילך
Yay.
ילך.
There you go.
It's pausal, yeah.
Pausal.
ויאמר הנה אמרתי אלי יצא יצור ועמד וקרא בשם אדוני אלוהיו והניף ידו על המקום ואסף המצורע.
אל המקום ואסף המצורע. He got angry. Ketzef vayikzof Naaman vayelach. And you're correct. It should have been vayelech, but here it shows up in pausal form as vayelach. Vayomer. How do you know that the root? How do you know that the stress should be on the yod there? Vayomer.
Because there is a segol.
Good.
In the mar.
Other acceptable answers would have included, because this is the most common verb in the Bible, and it's usually vayomer. But because of the segol, that segol being artificial, it tells you that there used to be no vowel there. It was a consonant cluster, and then the segol was added later. And vayomer is where the stress should go. Hine amarti elai. I said unto me, I guess. Right? I said unto me, which is that, I thought to myself. Yetze yatso ve'amad ve'kara b'shem Adonai Elohav ve'henif yado. All this miracle, wavy hands, so on and so forth. And that he would gather or take away the mitzvah.
He's angry.
Meaning, yeah, I thought he was going to, say hocus pocus, wave his hands, and boom, it would have happened. And that's all. That was my expectation. Is that what happened? No. So now he's all upset. All right. Does someone want to read this one?
Nehemiah?
Anyone?
I will read.
Hang on.
Nobody.
Wait a second. So who am I? Wait a second. Who is
Anatoly.
CTSOU?
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Not a problem. What do you want me to call you?
Let Anatoly go.
No. That was Gabriel. He's already read twice. You haven't read but once.
Hello.
What can I call you, sir?
Oh, Constantine or Gus.
Oh, shalom.
Shalom.
Welcome.
Sorry, what is your name? I've been trying to figure it out the whole time.
Oh, sorry. I must have logged in with the wrong account. I'm Constantine.
Constantine.
Lucalis. See, the first initial last.
Constantine.
Okay.
Got it.
Thank you.
Hello, Tov. Havana, Amana, Ufarepar,
Ufalpal.
Naharot, Dameshech,
Damesek.
Dameshech, Mikol, Meme, Yisrael, Halo, Erechath,
Erchatz.
Ahem, Vetahareti, Vei, Vaipen, Vaipen, Vayelech, Behema.
Bechema. Hello, Tov. And then we get another Ketiv, Kare, alternate reading. Apparently it's written with a bet, but we're supposed to read it with a mem. Amana. It's funny that the translation still uses the bet. Anyway, it's the name of a river. Ufarpar. So apparently Parpar. What's a Parpar in modern Hebrew?
Butterfly.
A butterfly.
Butterfly.
Yeah, butterfly. Naharot, rivers, Damasek, Damasek of Damascus. Mikol meme Yisrael. All right, what does it mean to be Tov, me?
Better.
This is how Hebrew
From
creates
good.
a comparative.
Comparative.
A comparative, right? It is good from, or it's good compared to. So he's basically saying, listen, we have some nice rivers where we're from in Damascus. Why am I going to go to the Meme Yisrael? What's going on with this word right here? Meme.
It's in construct, first of all.
Meme.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
the tzere yod tells us that it's plural and in construct, right?
Masculine.
What's the root then?
This is a tricky one, isn't it?
Mem. No?
Meme.
So there, the root is mem yod mem. If this would have been any other word, okay, let's try this one. Let me think of another one. Okay, how about this one? Shire. It's not perfect, but it's close. And the tzere yod tells us that it's in construct. So what's the root?
Beer.
Shin yod resh. Absolutely. Okay. Me is essentially the same pattern, a little different because of the tzere there, but whatever. And so what's the root? Mem yod mem. But we get caught up into thinking that mayim is a plural because it has an ayim on the end. Well, that doesn't leave us with two, not even two root letters. So the ayim is not an original plural suffix. The original word is mayim with the same root as bayit and all those other words that have an a pattern. So the root letters are 1, 2, 3. It just so happens that second and third root letters are yod mem. So anyway, this is the mistake that Semitic languages made in saying that the waters are always plural. And anyway, in this particular case, it is plural because of the tzere yod, waters of Israel. Halo erchatz, question, not I will wash, bahem, in those rivers over there. V'taharti, why is this kamatz?
It's puzzle?
Puzzle. Yeah, that's it. It should have been a patach, but it's a kamatz. This particular word frustrated me because my mind went 1,000 miles an hour thinking, wait a second, something's wrong with this word because I was thinking it was like a pual or something. No, it's just a standard kal katal. Well, vekatal. Vetaharti. and I would be clean or pure. Vayifen. What's the root of vayifen?
Pane, or pana.
Pei nun missing yod. Pana. What should have been a hey on the end goes missing because of the vayiktol. Vayifen, and he faced or turned. Vayelech, and he walked. Halach. Behema. This is not behema. What's behema?
A beast.
A
It's a
beast. But
beastie
this is not behema. It's behema.
in
Cham.
anger.
What is the chama in Hebrew? What is the chama?
Something hot.
It's the sun. It's the original word for the sun. The chama. Chama hashemesh and levana hayareach. Those are the old words for the sun and moon. The chama is the sun, and the levana, levana
The
is
white?
the moon. Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking the other day, that the word Lebanon
Yeah.
probably has less to do with the color white and more to do with the moon
Moon
god.
worship,
I
yeah.
know. Why does
Wow.
it take
You
so
know
long for
what?
me to
I
think
have
about that?
never heard that
Zoroastrianism.
before.
And
Bingo.
there's a parallel in the name of the city of Jericho, Yericho.
Yericho.
His Yareach.
Yareach. Yeah.
Probably moon worship. And
Wow, Jared.
just remember that before Middle Eastern clans became monotheistic under Islam, they largely worshipped the moon
Full
god.
moon.
And that's why the Muslim calendar is a lunar calendar and drifts by 11 days every year. I don't know why it took me so long on that one. I'm like, why is it called Lebanon? What's white in Lebanon? Oh, man. All right, how are we doing? Oh, man, we're way over time. I didn't even realize that. Well, how close are we to finishing? We still have a lot. Tell you what, I'm going to read for a bit. Follow along. Vayigshu, and they came near Avadav, his servants. Vaidabru elav, and they spoke to him. Vayomru, they said, Avi davar gadol hanavi diber elecha halot ta'aseh. If he would have said some great thing, wouldn't you have done it? Ha'af ki amar elecha rachatz utahar. And he just said to you, go wash and be clean? Vayered vayitbol. He's like, okay. Vayered vayitbol. He went and he dipped. Bayarden sheva pe'amim, 7 times. Kidvar ish Elohim, according to the word of the man of God. Vayashov b'saro, and his flesh returned. Kivsar na'ar katon vayithar, like the flesh of a young man or child or kid, and he was clean. Vayashov el ish Elohim, and he returned to the man of God. Hu v'chol machanehu, he and all of his encampment. Vayavo vayamod lifanav, and he came and he stood before him. Vayomer hinena yadati ki en Elohim b'chol haaretz ki im b'Yisrael. Behold, I know now that there is no God in all the land, except for in Israel. Ve'ata kachna v'racha me'et avdecha. Now receive a blessing from your servant. Nope. Vayomer chai Adonai asher amadati lefanav, as the Lord lives before whom I stand, im ekach, whether I would take. Basically, nope. Vaiftzar bo, and he urged him lakachat, to take. Vaima'en. What binyan is vaima'en?
Yeah, I think.
We have a shema right there. That's our first indication. Then we would have put a dagesh there with a patach. Aleph says no thank you, and there's compensatory lengthening, turns it into a kamatz. It is PL. And he refused. Vayomer Naaman, ולא יותנה לעבדך מסע צמר פרדים אדמה. Okay, then give me 2 cartloads of dirt. כי לא יעשה עוד עבדך עולה וזבח לאלוהים אחרים, so that your servant will no longer make an olah or sacrifice to other gods, כי אם לאדוני, except to Yod He Vav He. Oops, I got that's going to be tough to read down there. Let's see if I can do it. לדבר הזה יסלח אדוני לעבדיך, only this matter may the Lord pardon your servant. בבוא אדוני Beit Rimon, in the coming of your Lord to the house of a Rimon. What is a Rimon in modern Hebrew?
Pomegranate.
A pomegranate, but apparently it's the name of a false god in Syria.
Oh.
Lehishtachavot, to bow down, shama, there. Vehu nish'an al yadi, probably his Lord leans on Naaman's hand. V'hishtachaveti, and I therefore need to bow down, Beit Rimon, in the house of Rimon. Behishtachavat, Behishtachavayati. That's kind of weird how it has an extra ah sound right there. Oh, that's going to be the, okay. Behishtachavayati. Wow. Beit Rimon, in the house of Rimon, Yislachna Adonai lavdecha b'davar hazeh. And may the Lord forgive your servant for this thing. That's kind of cool to me to see how, even though he's had a heart change and believes that there is now only one God in all the land and it's the God of Israel, he's still asking for a pardon, that he would even dare to kneel down in the house of a false god. Just because of the way it looks. How much more when concerning things that aren't just a matter of looks, that are, that are a matter of intention. I don't know. I think that speaks volumes. Vayomer lo lech l'shalom, and he, Elisha, said to him, Naaman, to go in peace. Vayelech meito kivrat aretz. What's the root of kivrat aretz? It's a tough one. If it makes you feel any better, I looked it up. Because when I looked at this word, I thought, it looks like there's a feminine tav. It also looks like there's a kaf preposition prefix. So I'm looking at the word as bar, which is like pure. I'm like, what does this have to do with the price of tea in China? I really don't know. My mistake was that the kaf here is part of the root. Kvav. What's the word kvav? Already. So by turning it into a feminine, and in fact, it looks like it has the pattern of a seglet, like kever turned into the feminine, becomes kivrat, much like, no, not giveret. What's another one? Like chochmat, right? That'd be a different theme vowel, but it's still the same idea. Chochmat, where you get a short vowel here, and then feminine tav prefix there of a 3-letter root. So kval, having the idea of already or short or already at the end of it. Kivrat aretz is supposed to tell us that it's just a little bit of land, just a shtuk of land. After just a shtuk of land, and then that's when Gehazi comes out. Wait! I have good deal for you. My Lord actually does want that stuff. Wink, wink. Oh my gosh.
Bad boy.
All right. Sorry for going over time a little bit. I hope you all enjoyed that story of Naaman and the feeding of the 100 men. And
Very much so.
Next, say again.
Very much so enjoyed
Very
it.
much so. Very much so. Next week, we're going to start Psalms. Does anybody have their
Yeah.
Psalms volume yet?
I have one.
Really? I'm so jealous. I'm happy for you, but I'm still waiting for mine to arrive.
Just got
Mine's
it.
coming this week, but I was going to ask you if we can, I don't know if we asked for this, but Christoph wrote that song and it's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Based on Psalm 82. I mean, I'm in love with that song. It was
He's
like I was still
been a
hearing it
busy
after I shut it up.
he's been a
Yeah,
busy
sorry.
bee when it comes to making that kind of music. It's he actually made a couple of them for me as well. I asked him to put one together for the Song of Moses and the Song of the Lamb from Revelation,
Oh
and he
yeah.
did a fantastic job. I'm very,
It's
very much
amazing.
impressed.
Very,
If
he's got to
anyone
be,
doesn't
is that his voice singing or is that
no,
AI?
no,
He's doing it all in a,
I'm pretty sure he's heavily using AI, but I don't
Mhm.
know the process. But
But it is
I'm glad
beautiful.
I'm happy with the outcome. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about on the WhatsApp group, Christoph shared some of the music that he's been working on. I can't help but think that he's going to put it into some sort of an album and
I'm
release it.
hoping for a
Yeah,
CD. I really am. It's just so incredible.
CD, that's so 1990s.
Well, sorry. That's, I'm sorry. Listen,
Can
I'm
can you record
A-track.
me a cassette tape?
I'm A-track alley.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
funny. So
Okay.
if anyone hasn't done it yet, go over to the WhatsApp group and check out Christoph's music. All right.
So,
Thank you all so very much for studying Hebrew.
Thank
It means a
you.
lot to me and to some degree, I hope, to God, in the sense that you're trying to seek out the meaning of His Word. Look
Amen.
forward to seeing you guys next week. I'll send a message on the group, either WhatsApp or Telegram, to let you know which psalm we'll start with. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Psalm 1.
Okay.
Psalm 1. So get ready for that next week. Until then, להתראות
Later.
ושלום.
להתראות.
להתראות.
Bye.
ביי.
Shalom.
בבקשה.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Shalom.